Yo, what is going on, everyone of the internets? How are we doing today?
Hey.
Let's see who's all in the comments already. We got some people hanging out. George, Amanda, we're so happy you're here today. So we're all hot and sweaty because
He is speechless right now. Yeah.
It happened. Is all I can say is it happened. I don't know about y'all, but one of the things I talk about all the time, and I know everyone gives me such hard time about my terrible comic book collection. Fine. I have a terrible comic book collection. But my dream has simply been, all I want to see happen is I want to find some amazing comic books. Leroy says, show me here. Look, I want to find some amazing comic books in the wild. And I got to let you know, it may have happened. It may have happened. I've seen a few. It may have happened. So, without any further ado, hello, welcome to My Nerd Swag TV. Eric, we're so glad you're here with us tonight.
Yes.
Leroy, thanks for, as always, reminding everyone what a crappy job I do of collecting. It hurts only when I think about it. So, other than that, we love you also. And guess what happened? Finally, this is the one thing. We love old school.
Yeah.
We love all the old school. We've been getting into independent comics, right? Yes. I actually should be careful. Show this off. This has my actual address on it. So,
Johnny, is this Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got Johnny it finally came in. I got my Johnny Phantasm, y'all. Some
poster action.
Yeah. We are in.
Evan and Parnell.
Way to go, guys. Look at this. All the goodies. Such gorgeous books. I just literally got this in. I haven't even had a chance to mess with it yet.
Yeah.
So I know all you guys have already had all your stuff. Lucky y'all. We weren't cool, but we got ours.
Look at the cards. Hey, these poker chips are substantial. They are cool, just like the way they used to.
Oh yeah. And then they've got like the Garbage Pail Kids things going on too.
Yep.
Super dope. But just part of my crappy comic book collection, right, Leroy?
Yeah. So between the two of us, we got the two book reward, and we're going to give one to Sal. Sal, if you're watching you're going to get one with all the goodies, and then we may sell one on our auction.
Yeah, JT's Collectibles. Might as well. All right. So, anywho, that was a lot of fun, and then today, I got invited over to some people's houses, and Becky and Bill are their name. And Becky was like, hey, you like comic books? That's really cool. And I was like, yeah, I love comic books. She's like, well, my dad used to own a comic book shop. And she's like, let me show you the comic books I have. And so she pulls out of her closet these Tupperware containers, y'all. All right. And I start going through them, and it's just fun stuff, guys. But they're in these like old school poly bags, right? And so, look at this. There is all these is the All-Star Comics Super Squad. This entire bundle is this one comic book right here, right?
I remember when that came out.
How about this one? Jungle Action number 1.
Yeah.
Look at that. So I'm looking through these and I'm freaking out. Silver Surfer number 2. I'm like,
these bags.
I love you guys, but these bags are sticking together.
Yeah.
And the backs are probably not acid free,
Yeah.
I don't want anything for this. Because I love you guys and I want your collection to be awesome.
Defenders number 1.
Yeah, look at this. She has 2 of these CGC'd.
Wow.
Okay. I was like, let me just bag and board these for you so that they'll last a long time, right? Look at this one.
X-Men 25.
Just for you, Leroy. X-Men 25. This is not
Leroy
the reprint.
Love or hate the X-Men?
He loves them and then pretends like he doesn't.
Okay.
But we know you have X-Men tattoos. So you're gross. Don't say gross, Leroy. So anyways, this thing is just filled with some beautiful stuff. Look at this. And so I was like, yeah, let me bag and board it. And so they say to me, and this is why I'm sweating buckets right now. They're like, well, if you're going to do that for us, well, let us give you all the comics that are in our garage and you can just have those because we didn't know what to do with them and they're just taking up room. So, but look at this. How about that, y'all? Look at that.
Commanding #1.
There's
I got a couple
5
of those
copies
myself.
of there in here. There's 5 copies of those.
Wow.
Human Torch #1. How about Vault of Evil?
You know, these horror books like this from the late 60s, early 70s are really hot.
Man, they're so cool.
They're
Look at
really
another.
hot.
I mean, I'm just talking like here's another action or jungle action #1. Defenders #1. I mean, how many Defenders #1 do you need?
Yeah.
Apparently, all the Defenders #1.
If they're selling those, I'm gonna try to buy one of them because I don't have #1.
Yeah. So I know.
Really don't.
I'm gonna help them get all this going. There's so many of these jungle action #1s. So, anyways, this is one of the 3 containers. Plus, they had. Can you hand me all of those? They had another box that were filled with the
Treasury Edition.
Treasury Edition. Can I tell you that there's some Star Wars goodness in here too, y'all? Okay, so
these bags are trashed.
Yeah, the bags are disgusting, and this is the deal I made with them. Is I just want to rebag and board these for them. So, but check this out, y'all. Look at this. Look at this.
It's a dime novel. That's what they call them.
Yeah, come on. How cool are these? Look at this. Oh, I love this one. Look at this first edition right here. This is a fun one.
Yeah. I remember that one too.
Come on. These are just so beautiful. So, anyways, and even though they had the tabletop diagram, all the pieces are there. Nothing's cut up in them. It's just, this was so fun when I saw all this. Marvel Presents Wizard of Oz. Here's the one. They got a couple copies of this. I'm going to see if they'll sell me one of these when I get them all bagged and boarded.
Howard the Duck.
I love Howard the Duck. What do y'all think? Anyways, I kind of almost don't want to know your opinion, but yeah, there's several copies of that. Anyways, so all these containers. So then let me show you what they did for me. They were like, if you're going to do that for me, I'm going to move the camera. Y'all ready? Don't. They gave me, we're moving the camera. They gave me these 2 giant boxes right here, that box, and this box right here, filled to the brim with mud daubers, spiders, and all kinds of comic books that we're not quite sure what's in there yet because we haven't had time to dig through them. I literally just brought them in as we was going along. So, anyways, so that's how about that for a haul of the week? I got 4 boxes of comic books and some Johnny Phantasm. So
hasn't had a chance to really even go through. This is just scratching the surface.
No, yeah, I'm gonna spend a couple hours just going through them. I'm just sweating buckets, and if I touch myself, I'm gonna turn to mud.
Yes.
So, all right. So what did you end up with for your haul of the week?
Oh,
and then we're gonna introduce
Peter. It looks like nothing compared to what you got.
Wait. Hold on. Let's put this up here. They don't even. How can you?
I would say that it would have to be just by sheer numbers.
Yes. All right.
If nothing,
Leroy's already rooting for me against me. It hurts a little. Nobody ever's got my back on this. By the way, I have bought 40 pounds of
by the pound. That's
right. I'm still buying comic books by the pound at Goodwill. I just picked up another 40 pounds. I've got 3 boxes coming in this week. So we'll see if there's any good. I know there's a Hawkeye #1 for sure coming in. It's probably garbage. We'll find out. Okay.
Yeah.
Show us what you got.
Okay. For starter, we got some Blade Runner Origins. Some good Peach Momoko, so you know where this is going.
I love some peach. Yes,
Peach Momoko.
I love you, my Peach Momoko.
Something from Krusty Bunkers.
Krusty Bunkers. The crust stops
here. Yeah. Here's a good Captain Marvel 50. It's got the sticky note on there still, but it's in good shape.
Nice.
Yeah. It's nice. So real quick, a plug for Krusty Bunkers, as if I have never done that. They have a $200 mystery box and they have the $400 Neil Adams regular red boxes. The $200 box is the white box. So you can't get, at this moment, you can't get the $200 white box at Neil's auction. You can only get the $400 ones. So what I want to say is if the $400 is too rich for your blood, there's some really good stuff. And I did not bring the CGC. I got a CGC 9.8. One of his variant covers signed by him, signature series. in the $200 box, and they've got those on the site for $200 to $250. Just that book alone. Okay?
So if you're watching, Neil's family, you can send our endorsement check straight to my house. That is no, I'm not giving that address out on. Yeah, Krusty Bunkers, the crustiest bunker.
Now, yeah,
Crust stops here.
Here's some of the miscellaneous material that was in the $200 box, besides the 9.8 CGC slab signature series that Neil signed. Got a cool dead man.
Nice. Signed.
Right there.
Signed.
It is signed.
Neil Adams signature.
They're not all signed when you get the $200 box, but this one is. So that's $60 right there for that. Okay. Here's another one of Neil's covers. It's an homage cover, and I can't remember. You guys can tell us which one that's an homage to. And then these are not Neil books.
Oh, that's to the Superboy one where it's like, is he a beast or a boy?
Is he a beast or a boy? And this is a nice cover, but it's not Neil. Okay. And that was in there included. We've got another Peach Momoko right here that Terry's going to love.
Little X-Men goodness.
Whammo.
Little X-Men
goodness.
There you
go. That's for you.
Friends give friends comics.
That's right.
Except that when I give comics to James, he doesn't get quite as excited.
Oh, I do too.
He's like, yeah, I'll put that next to my Amazing Fantasy 14, signed by 15, signed by Stan Lee. Yeah, no problem.
Wonder Woman, the cheetah. And remember, cheetahs never prosper.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes.
Yes.
All day, every day.
Neil Adams Savage sketchbook.
Man.
And this is all in the $200 box, guys.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Everything I'm showing you.
Which we have no financial gain from our endorsements.
That's right. Well,
just letting y'all know.
Maybe
this is not a paid advertisement.
Yeah, maybe we can get a little small commission.
So if you go onto Neil Adams' site and you buy something, or go to Krusty Bunkers, which you say, the boys at Nerd Swag.
My Nerd Swag sent us
My
here.
Nerd Swag TV.
James and Terry.
Has been stalking you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a hardback book, Continuity Studios portfolio, and they give this out to everybody they're soliciting work from, and it's just all a whole full color arrangement of just different things that Neil has done. It's a great book. This was included in it also, and I don't know if this one's. No, this was not signed. But,
have we heard of the series Canto by IDW?
Canto?
Canto say we have. Is that kind of a break off of? No, that was through Dynamite. No.
Yeah.
No, but we'll look it up. Eric, we will look it up. All right.
I got from the mystery game.
Oh,
I picked number 3, so I didn't get the remark on this one. But it is signed. Is it 100 pages or 80th anniversary? It's the 80th anniversary, and it is 100 pages, both. I was right. Thank you. And here it is. Neil's cover, and it's signed. So the mystery games, if you don't have the book that they're offering and you like it, it's always a good deal because you're going to pay the same price that you would pay Neil just to get the book from him signed, but you have the chance of getting a remark that's worth like a couple $100
Win-win.
For the same price.
Win-win.
And I actually got one the other night, but I bought 4 books in the process, so I've got a couple of copies that I'm going to have for our JT's collectibles auction.
Yeah,
But I did get the.
I think George wants to answer questions. Says, wait, how do you get the box if you're not on his website? He does it live on Facebook.
Facebook.
If you're not hanging on Facebook, I don't know if there's another way to get it.
Y'all. And some people do Instagram.
Okay.
And he's on there too. So you can follow Neil on Instagram. They'll send you a notice that he's going live and the auction is going to start. But Neil is Tuesdays and Fridays. And Joel Adams, Neil's son, Krusty Bunkers, is Thursdays and Saturdays. And they're on Facebook. And all you have to do is make it a notice that
Sal hopped on. All right, we're gonna go check out Canto.
Okay,
we'll go check out Canto and let you know what we think about it. Sorry, we're not as cool as you guys. Know all these cool IDW comics. We'll get better.
I've got some more stuff, but do you want to? Yeah. Let's get to talking.
Yeah, let's talk with Peter.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So go ahead and introduce him.
All right, Peter Pereira, the brainchild behind, the creator of the Uncanny Comic Expo.
Yeah.
And he's got some other things cooking this year too.
Yeah.
And I guess I went to the first one and I went to the second one and had a great time. I had just about as good a sales there, just from the viewpoint of a person with a booth or a table that I paid for. The price was amazing. And I sold just about as much as I had anywhere, honestly. Tulsa is my record for books, even though I've been to Chicago, New Orleans, all these places. I've sold more books in Tulsa than any place else. But right after that, second in line, Shawnee Uncanny Comic Expo. So here's Peter. Let's bring him on here.
Peter.
What's up, brother?
How are you, brother?
Doing all right. You?
Good, man. We're so excited to have you on tonight. And we're excited that there are Comic Cons coming back.
Yes.
We've missed people.
Absolutely.
Our bunkers are getting crusty from not getting out from underneath them.
Yes.
So we're excited to go break the crust off the bunkers. So
I think that's where you got the boxes tonight.
Yeah. Wait, I'm going to do a whole box there filled with mud daubers. So if we start freaking out,
and gloves.
If we start freaking out, it means the mud daubers have gotten out and they're angry and they're turned against us. So
those are all Sandman comics.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of just tell us the origin of how all this got started for you, man. How did you get into doing this whole thing?
So I started collecting back in the 90s. I was one of the Fox Kids, X-Men, Spider-Man generation. And I think that's what got me first into it. My first comic was the Toys R Us X-Men giveaway. I think it was a tie between that and then X-Men number 30, the Wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey was the first one I bought.
Nice.
And so I've been an X-Men and a Spider-Man guy since then. And I collected for a while, and then kind of getting into college, I stopped just my subscriptions and everything. I didn't really collect so hardcore then. I got really into Star Wars at that point, and but still into superheroes and the movies and everything going on. Buy a book here and there, and then fast forward a few years, I'm married, had some kids, and my collection is up at my parents', and I go and pick it up before they move down to Florida, and brought it back home. And my wife said, "What are you going to do with those?"
Nice, yeah.
And so I said, "Well, I don't want to get rid of them, but I understand we don't have a lot of space and the kids and everything else too." And so I went through and I was like, it'd be really cool is if I could like sell these all and get like an X-Men one or just have one really cool comic. But of course, most 90s books were fairly worthless.
Mm-hmm.
And that
runs.
That didn't work out too well.
Except for your Shadowhawk #1 and Death of Superman. Those right there.
I mean, the 30 Death of Superman copies that everybody has are all a gold mine.
Yeah. Kids education paid for it. Done.
Exactly. So at that point I was looking at selling them and kind of realizing how the market was and such. And my brother said, so this is 2016, my brother said, "Do you want to go to San Diego Comic-Con?" I was like, "Yeah, I do. That'd be awesome."
Heck yeah.
So we managed to score tickets and went out there, and it was amazing and a blast. And I took 2 summer jobs to pay for going out there. And again, I was trying to get my X-Men 1. And everything was a little high in price out there. So
a little bit.
Not getting one, but I came home with an Avengers 4. And it was my first graded comic, and it was really cool, and had a great time. It was the first convention I'd really been back to since a while ago. And then coming back after that, I kind of got to thinking about my books and thinking, I'd really like to just keep my X-Men books and maybe I'll sell the others. So started selling those and had a birthday party for my wife's grandmother. And her dad was there, and long story short, they don't have much of a relationship, and he's kind of a tough guy to start a conversation with. But I knew that he collected stuff. So I said, "Hey, I got back into collecting comics." And he said, "Oh, really?" I got about 20,000 in my basement right now.
What?
Nice. I was like, really? So we made a deal that I would sell them for him, and I could keep half the profits and give him the rest. And so I started thinking, how do I move these things? And I did everything from Facebook auctions to local conventions and selling online and eBay and everything else too. And it gave me a good idea of the market, and I met the community and the people around here, and So really kind of became a dealer of all this stuff. And so doing all the convention circuit, had a really good time with that, and thought, it'd be really great to bring one to Shawnee. That would be a really fun thing to do. And my full-time job has been, since I moved to Oklahoma 11 years ago, I've been a music teacher at OBU.
Awesome.
And so I've been doing this whole comic thing kind of on the side, and started with the dealing part of it. And then I got into pressing about 4 years ago, and started doing that professionally about 3 years ago.
Wow.
And that's all taken off, and it's been really great, to the point where I was thinking about even, what's the possibility of doing all this as a full-time business and expanding conventions and everything else too. So I guess, this is the third year for Uncanny Comic Expo. So when I got thinking about that and looking for a venue, and did a lot of planning and brought it all together, and it was, I was hoping to get 500 people in the door, and we ended up having about 2,000 that first year.
Yeah.
So
it was great.
Absolutely floored with the turnout, and really happy about it, and it was just grace of God kind of thing. And and so I was psyched, and so we did it again last
year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
And then last year we were expecting a bigger attendance, but it was literally the last show before coronavirus shut everything down.
Yeah.
So it was the weekend before all of that OKC Thunder game nonsense.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were just fortunate that we had about 2,200 through the door again, knowing that how many people were already scared of going out and such. So
yeah, and sales were good for that, on that one for me too.
He was there.
So, yeah.
He was there.
I was
I picked up his whole series there last year.
Nice. That's right.
Nice,
yeah, I appreciate that.
So
number 5 is due to land any moment.
Excellent.
I'm hoping to have it Monday, Tuesday. I don't know. Sooner the better.
Sweet.
Yeah. So this year you got a new venue, or what's going on with that?
Right. So again, with the virus, we weren't sure when we were going to be able to start everything again. And I was hoping maybe early June, but then vaccine rollout was a little slower than initially expected. So we bumped it to August 28th. And we're in a new venue this year. So we had a really good time at the arena. It was a nice place, but we were already starting to outgrow it last year. And so we end up going to the Grand Casino Resort and Hotel there right off of I-40.
Yeah.
It's got some really nice facilities there and some room for us to grow too.
Awesome.
So we're excited about it.
Yeah. We're gonna stop here in a minute because George and Eric are trying to figure out what pressing.
Peter,
explain to them what pressing is.
Okay. So pressing is the idea of taking a comic and usually pressing also, and people say clean and press kind of thing. And so usually cleaning it up with dry, non-chemical type of thing, because if you use chemicals on that, then they're going to call it restoration when you get it graded, and it's no good. So so it's a basic kind of dry cleaning process. And then sometimes, depending on how wrinkly the book is, giving it some humidity and then throwing it basically on a big clamping clamshell press, using the right amount of heat and time, and making the book come out looking nice as it can be. So that's basically what the process involves. It sounds really easy, and it's not.
No.
There's lots of people who say, "Oh, I can do that. That's no problem." And then, you gotta practice on hundreds and hundreds of order books.
There's a whole lot of dollar bin books that have
yes, absolutely. And you're gonna mess up. And I wouldn't ever recommend somebody think that they can press somebody else's books for money until they've been doing it for a year.
Let me ask you a pressing question.
Yeah.
Now, if there's no color breaks, like in the spine where it's a little bit, rippled or whatever,
right,
and a crease here and there, but no color breaks, does that come out fairly well?
Generally, yes. So that's your best candidate for a book to get pressed. So if you want a book pressed, finding something that maybe has some waviness to it, some non-color breaking creases, because you can't fix a color break. Right. Obviously, you can't fix a tear. I remember when I was learning to do it, somebody had a kind of a joke video on YouTube where they threw in a Hulk 181 that had all kinds of color breaks and missing pieces and everything, and then they pulled out an already graded.
Perfect. Yeah. Like It's that easy.
And some people, I think that's the expectation when they give me a book. They think I'm going to get a 9.8 on this, right? And I'm one of the things with the part of music that I do music theory and composition. It's very kind of heavy analytical types of things. So I have a very critical eye. You can ask my students too; they can tell you that. But but I think it really lends well to the pressing process, and so I'm checking out books for people, and then I think a lot of times they get disappointed when I have to tell them, but I always try to be super honest about, this may press out, this may not. You're going to get docked off for this and this and this and this, and just trying to be really upfront about all the thousands of books I've seen come back from CGC. And obviously I'm not going to always get it right, because sometimes they go through cycles. Like right now they're grading really hard. But I'm generally pretty close to what's coming back from them, and it's just because of experience with it.
Right.
That's awesome, man.
But it's a lot of fun, and shameless plug if you're interested in my services.
Absolutely.
I do $15 a book, and that involves the press and the clean. Unless it's a magazine size thing, then that's $20 just because it takes up more room on the press. But if you would like my information, please reach out.
Yeah. Well, actually, send it to me in a private message. And do you want him to get a hold of you on Facebook? Because I'll put it on here, and then I'll also put it on.
We'll post it.
So
awesome, thanks.
I love it. Sal apparently has sent you his Spider-Man.
Alex sells.
He is our resident heckler.
No, that's awesome. And I think a lot of people, the reason you're pressing is, for the most part, it really is just trying to pull off a higher grade, when you're sending it off to CGC.
Yep.
And this probably, I think you should have some reasonable expectations if you're going to do stuff like that.
Yeah. There's risk and reward to it. Sometimes it's a book that if it comes, especially modern books, if it does come back a 9.8, you could get hundreds of dollars for it, and it comes back a 9.6. It's nowhere near that value. You never know. I've literally had books too that I've sent in, and they've sent it back as a 9.2 or a 9.4, and I've cracked it out, not done anything else to it, send it back into them, and gotten a 9.8.
Well, there's no computer doing this. It's just objective. It's objective guys who have been trained to do it. And you don't know if they're about to go on their Hawaiian vacation, or if someone ran over their dog, And so it's one of those things. In fact, there's a whole thing going on right now where a guy sent back his book that was slabbed. I got to find this out. Anyways, it gets downgraded. It cost him thousands.
Yes.
Then he goes to get it cleaned and repressed, and they rip the cover off. By CGC. And it's like, I'll find the story, because I was reading about
CGC
this week.
Damaged the cover?
CGC damaged it, and then they said, hey, we feel terrible about this. You knew the risk when we did it, so we'll give you a credit for your next stuff. Not even money back for the loss. They're just going to give you credit towards them ripping another cover off your book and downgrading a book for you. So I don't know. I think in the long run, I think people are going to start. I don't know. I think if I was PGX or something, this would be my season to go, let's improve and just take a little bit more of the market. CGC's drowning right now, So I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little negative, but I get to 6 month wait right now on them.
Right. And it's plain. There's a bit of gamble and speculation and all of that as well. And you got to make smart decisions about what you're sending in if you're doing it for an investment. But I either tell people you send it in because
don't say investment. We have
a higher price, or because you like it and you want it on your wall, as you can see behind me. There's my X-Men up on my wall. So
beautiful. Yeah. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Oh yeah, here we go.
And this is directly from your experience here.
Okay.
Have you noticed that there's maybe an increase in demand for CBCS grading, as say compared to 5 years ago?
That's a really good question. So at least locally, not as much, which surprises me a little bit, because number one, Steve Barak, the president of CBCS, he comes up here to conventions and stuff. He usually comes to OFCON.
We need to talk about that also.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. Really great. I think their grading is solid. In fact, sometimes I think they're harder than CGC is with their grading, especially on modern stuff. And so there's no logical reason to me that CBCS should not have the same market value on their books as CGC. but right now they simply don't. There's enough people that are just entrenched in CGC being the it dog and not giving CBCS that same valuation, which I don't think should be. Mostly what I send in for people CBCS is when they want a verified signature, which CBC does not do. And they're great for that because it's an extra $25 on top of the grading price. But if you can get your book with it, and now they're doing yellow labels. They used to do a red label for the verified, but now it's yellow, just like their witness signature is.
Nice,
and they look beautiful. Their new cases are superb. They've really improved their new case. I'm a big fan of their stuff. So I would recommend to anybody that either company is great. CBCS, I think, especially living where we live, if you want your books back faster, you're going to get them back faster generally there too.
And haven't they kind of become the go-to for unwitnessed signatures? That's like,
definitely.
No one witnessed it. Go to CBCS.
Absolutely, because CBC is just going to give you a green label and say name written on cover. And it doesn't look good, and it's not. It's you're going to be much happier to have that CBCS witness or verified signature label.
All right, let's talk about this Uncanny Con coming up.
The OFCON.
No, Uncanny.
We'll talk about OFCON. Okay, we haven't talked about Uncanny.
Tell us. Okay. So you did tell us where it's going to be at this year and when it's going to be.
Right.
But who are you expecting to have there so far?
Okay, so right now we're still in the planning stages. We're a little behind with planning to normal years just because trying to figure out COVID and get things going on. And right now, in terms of guests especially, there's still a number of artists and creators that are a little bit skeptical about getting back out there. I think we have an advantage in Oklahoma where we're rolling through vaccines pretty quickly compared to a lot of states. And I think so a lot of these folks that would be coming in from out of state are still judging it based on where they're at and not seeing the progress that we're making out here. But we're working on some names. I don't want to give any false hopes up for right now, but hoping to get at least kind of one well-known artist or writer coming out for the show, and then maybe a couple that maybe aren't as well-known but up-and-coming kinds of folks and things like that. I mean, there's this one guy from Oklahoma I know who does this series called the Bobcat that I think he's coming back to the show, and so he's pretty decent.
I am decent most of the time.
I like his work.
He wears pants, so we're halfway there.
Pants, yes. So in terms of the celebrity guests, we're not sure. We haven't nailed down anything yet, but we'll definitely still have our Ghostbusters and the 501st Legion. So some great cosplay groups. We'll have some good cosplay guests, and then we're expecting to have at this point about 100 vendor tables.
Yeah.
And
By
then
the way,
12.
We want 2.
All right, let's make it happen
for that and OFCON too.
Sweet.
We get to that. Yeah.
And then we have a nice artist alley going on there. And then what's really nice at the Grand too is they've got this kind of separated area with some really beautiful conference style rooms. And so we're really going to increase our gaming this year. So anybody that's into Pokemon, Magic, video games, before we had 2 rooms for that. Now we're going to have more than that. And so another kind of shameless plugs, we're looking for some particularly local shops that would like to get to come out and sponsor one of those rooms and run the gaming and things like that. So we've got some folks coming back, but we're looking for more.
Yeah.
We know some people.
We know a couple.
We'll throw some. We'll call a couple people for you too.
Awesome. Yeah, the big thing for me is mutually beneficial partnerships and things, and growing the community, because we're all in this together. My philosophy has always been to keep the vendor tables reasonable and to bring people so that people are coming, they're spending money, they're having a good time, they're happy. The vendors are happy because they're making money, and everybody's happy. So that's what I'm always aiming for. And I'm really picky, and I don't ever plan to put on a bad show.
It shows.
Certain things out of my control, but I always I work hard and make a good thing. And to the point where I'm expanding now. So I mentioned I've been working at the college, but I was let go with Corona, especially. It brought some things to a head, and we had some budget issues at the university. So after 11 years, I'm finishing up the semester, and then I'm going into doing this full time. So I'm going to be doing the pressing thing and the convention thing full time.
Awesome.
I'm working on another show in Wichita Falls right now.
Wait, Leroy, aren't you around that area? Oh no, never mind. He's in Kansas,
yeah,
Missouri,
and I'll just throw this out there: the Wichita. We need to talk about Wichita Falls because I went there 2 years ago.
Okay, let's definitely do that.
We'll talk about it. And I've got a potential guest for you. We'd have to ask him and see what his schedule is, but we could maybe get Sam. Sam Jones. Yeah.
Awesome.
Our goal is just to make Sam live in Oklahoma permanently.
Yeah. Right, I know. Why not, right?
Yeah. So,
you might as well.
That's awesome. Oh, he lives in the real Wichita. Leroy, are you going to come down and hang out with us at Uncanny Con? I'll actually pay for a weekend pass if you come hang out with us.
Wichita is not 2 hours from
Yeah. So actually just come to Oklahoma, do the Oklahoma one with us because come hang out with us, man. It'll be fun. So all right. Yeah. Anyways, that's the last.
Yeah. So then we're going to do a show up in Edmond. We're planning a show in Edmond in the spring, and then also a venue in Tulsa. So, and then I'm even looking at possibly doing one in Dodge City, Kansas.
Dodge City rocks.
Because there's really nothing going on in Western Kansas in terms of conventions, and I know people out there are hungry for cool stuff like that. So,
that's awesome.
Shout out to all the vendors. Like, come on up to Kansas with me, and let's go and introduce stuff to a big group of people out there that'd love to get some entertainment. So.
Yeah, every place you've just talked about, I'm in.
All right.
Just see what the dates are and everything, but I love it.
Follow me and James up there, and we'll make it happen.
That's right.
Leroy can't be pleased, y'all.
Yeah, Leroy, Dodge City. Oh, come on, Leroy.
It's where my wife is from.
I love Dodge City. I only got shot twice. I'm just kidding.
If you haven't been involved in a gun.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So, tell us about OFCON and how you ended up. You're now the president. Right.
Yeah, the history of OFCON.
Yeah, tell us about
the original creator of founder.
So OFCON is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, like comic clubs in the country. Bart Bush is the one who started OFCON, and he was involved in. So OF stands for the Oklahoma Alliance of Fans. It's a funny name, and it just describes Okies, right? We like to have funny stuff like that. And it started just as a group of guys that got together and talked comics, and Bart had this shop. It was one of the first comic shops in the country. That was just comics, not just like a newsstand or whatever other kind of shop. And so he's been selling for years and years, and then started this convention, and it grew to a point where now people come from all over the country to this convention. We've got, the big wig Overstreet guys come from New York City or wherever else and come out to buy books. And you see all kinds of golden age stuff. We had this one guy, I think 2018, that comes in with a suitcase full of slabs, and it's like all golden age stuff. And he just opens it in the middle of the floor, and everybody just pounces on it and goes nuts and buys this stuff. And you see AF-15s, you see Hulk. The last show, there was a Hulk 1 there. It was like a 7.0 or 7.5. You see super golden age stuff, like really old stuff, and Captain America comics, but also non-hero stuff, and just anything for any type of collector you're going to find at OFCON. And Bart did a great job of running this year after year after year. I met Bart through the conventions and such, and after getting Uncanny going for a little bit, I started thinking, I wonder what his plan is, like whenever he plans to retire. He wasn't old by any means, but my plan was to talk to him this past year and just say, hey, could I kind of like apprentice you? And whenever you're ready to step down, I could continue on your legacy for you or whatever. And then last, I think September, all of a sudden we got a message that he had passed away mowing the lawn. And just huge loss to the community. Bart was just
he's one of the guys
welcome anybody.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys that he connected to everyone. I really believe he's why there's such a healthy community of collectors.
Yep.
Why there's so many fans out there.
Yep.
I honestly think that the reason, like, if you think about the Oklahoma currently, I mean, there's easily what eight or nine local comic book dealers, like actual shops available, like good ones worth going to.
Well, in the metro area,
yeah. You know, and you know, it's because of guys like, it's because of him. It's because of that. So
he's like the godfather of the Oklahoma comic community. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
And so that was just terrible, tragic loss. And then with Corona anyway, it was looking like the show was going to be canceled, and then it was just a bummer. And so people were kind of wondering if it was going to happen again. And so I thought, let me reach out to his wife. I wanted to give her some time. I didn't want to be pouncing right on or anything, but try to give Barbara some time. And then talked also to Buddy Saunders, who owns my comic shop down in Dallas.
Yeah.
And some other folks about kind of if anybody was planning on keeping it going or anything. And they both said, why not consider you doing it? And I was like, I'd be honored to do it. I'd love to keep Bart's legacy going. I don't want to change anything with it. And it's not going to be, Uncanny. We have gaming and we have cosplay and all those types of things, but OFCON is just comics. You're going to find comics, and it's wonderful and beautiful. It's like those old school hotel comic shows.
Yeah.
And it's what it needs to remain and stay. And so, I promise to continue doing that and talk with some of the old guard, original members, and said, would you be okay with me doing this? And I got the blessing from them and from Barbara. And so I said, okay, let's make this happen. And
that's awesome.
We secured the dates. It's going to be October 2nd and 3rd. And it's at the Embassy Suites in Norman.
Okay.
And that one is free admission. And the tables for that, if you're interested in a table there, it's $125 a table. And we have some limited artist tables that are $100 a piece.
We want 2 of those. Yeah.
And it's going to be a great time. Yeah, we got you. And it's nice too, because they give us a good rate. If you've never stayed in an Embassy, it's a really nice place to stay.
No, it is.
Every room's a suite. And hopefully by then too, they'll be back to their breakfast, because their breakfasts are just so amazing. And during Corona, it's just been like a takeaway thing.
I know it's been a brown bag with an apple in it. Yeah. And I'm ready. I'm ready to move into the new phase where we can start just kind of. I don't think we'll ever go back to normal, but it'd be nice to just go back to community. The online stuff's been great, but man, it's gonna be nice to get back into community with people again.
Absolutely.
So hang out with everyone.
That's going to be a great opportunity to do that at OAF, and we're going to do a party, a Saturday night party, probably like catered dinner type of thing that everybody will be invited to, and we're going to do a live auction to raise some money for Bart's family, and just make it all happen, have a great time, and celebrate Bart and celebrate our community that he's regenerate. So
that's awesome.
All right, so we're gonna get Leroy down. I mainly am trying to get Leroy's down.
Leroy's dad lives in Edmond. What? Did you have any idea?
Does Leroy's dad claim him is the question.
Well,
I just want to get Leroy down because Leroy does all these live streams, and I've never seen his face. And so I kind of think like he might be the actual bad guy in Inspector Gadget. He just does live streams and pets his cat and plans the demise of Inspector Gadget. So it'd be nice to see what his actual face looks like. So come down, hang out with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do have everyone talks about Indian tacos. I've had one my entire existence. They're okay.
It varies according to where you get it.
You gotta get. It's gotta have good fry bread. That's all that matters. Fry bread's what
makes
it.
One at Fire Lake here in Shawnee, they've got really good ones.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Sweet. Well,
another reason to go.
We're excited, man. I'm excited to see Comic-Con's back on.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna be there. We got some friends coming and hanging out with us. And dude, what I'd love to do too is let's do a Nerd Swag podcast from there. If you'd be down, think we can pull it off. And we'll just and I'll go around and get some footage and stuff, and we'll just have a blast with it, man. So that'll be a great time. So
that's the thing. And my big thing is like I try to make it everything I want a Comic-Con to be. I'm one of those guys that's just interested in all kinds of stuff. So you got the Star Wars, you got the costuming, you got the gaming, you got this and this. And then like the big irony of it all is that I can't actually enjoy it because I'm running it. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't get to do it. So my goal is to make it everything I want it to be, even if I can't partake of everything. But I get the joy of running it, and it's a great time. And that it'll be great and to get back into them.
Nah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm looking up some Indian tacos because people were asking questions on this. Sorry. We're going to share the screen. This doesn't look right. That doesn't look like a good one, does it?
Or if the state fair is back too.
Yeah.
Dan's.
And by the way, has the state fair ever been virus free? That place is where you go to get. I mean, like we knew the risk we were going. If it wasn't coronavirus, it was going to be the food we're eating out of a cart. They fry everything there. That's the joy of it. It lets you know that you could die. It reminds you that you are actually mortal, that your life has an end date to it.
They have the fried Twinkies, and then they cover them in chocolate.
They had fried
They
butter.
Fried everything.
They had fried butter right before they got. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can pull this up. I'll show y'all. This is not a good version, but this should at least give you an idea. That's fried. See, the fry bed's not thick enough. The fry bread that's good, it's like if the fry bed's like that thick, then you got it good because it almost makes a bowl. This looks like someone put a piece of like
tostada.
That. Yeah.
Almost,
in fact, I'm ashamed for putting that on there. How dare me? This is not a good representation. So
sorry, Leroy. We'll find a better one and put it on the page.
Eventually. So. Anyways, well, dude, we're really excited, and we're excited you're doing this, man. Oh, wait, let's get off the screen because I don't want to give free advertisement away. We only give away free advertising that we choose, and that's right. Crusty Bunkers.
We are so mercenary.
So one of the funny things that happens on this show, Peter, that I don't know, is somehow we end up working in Neil Adams into every conversation, every show.
And George loves it.
Yes. Yeah. And so it happens every single time. So
sounds about right. I got a friend that we always tease him about Rob Liefeld in some way, shape, or form every time that we see him. So
yeah.
I get it.
And then Leroy also has this secret obsession with X-Men. He won't come out and tell the truth about it. He swears he doesn't like them, but I don't know. I mean, they seem to live rent free in your mind. So, anyways, but yeah. So, man, that's exciting, man. That's exciting. So, So, anyone on the comments right now, this is what I would say. We know a bunch of independent comic book artists. If they're wanting to come and be a part of, this is the great time. You should hop in and hang out during this season. Oklahoma has one of the best comic book communities. We do.
Yep.
We do.
Yep.
I mean, we just do. We do, And so if we have a couple guys hop on. I don't know if you guys watch later on or just get a hold of this and get a part of this, because I'm telling you, the people are just, we're just the best people on the planet. I'm just sorry. Oklahomans, we do it right. Y'all could learn a thing from some. No, I'm just kidding.
Any group of people that is not afraid to engage in self-deprecating humor, they've got to be the best.
Listen, we have so many casinos for conventions. Like we could go nonstop on it forever. So
I would love for them to have one at the Cherokee Hard Rock.
There you go.
There, Kachusa.
Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. Okay, well, yeah, man. So Peter, thanks for hopping on with us, and tell people. Now, I'll tell you this: I tried to click the Uncanny Con the website, and it didn't come up. So, are you right now pushing everyone towards just the event?
Right. So right now, Facebook is the best place to get information. Facebook and Instagram, Uncanny Comic Expo, and we've got the website is live, but it only has vendor information right now. So it'll be. We're working on updating that slowly but surely as things progress and we get more stuff. But basically right now it's just the vendor info, and I'm going to get the hotel info up there too. The Grand Casino Hotel is really nice as well. I got to go tour some rooms, and they're doing a nice rate for us. I think it's $109 a night for that. So, it's like go, and even if you live in state, me and my family are going to go and just stay there, even though we live 10 minutes down the road, because it's just going to be a fun thing to do. I think the kids love staying at hotels and just do the little staycation con kind of thing. So
absolutely,
that's awesome, man.
Yep, totally
cool.
agree.
Well,
that'll be great.
Yeah. So hang out backstage for a minute, because when we hop off, we're gonna talk to you off air. But we gotta wrap up our show. And but man, thanks for spending some time with us this evening. And if you're looking to get a book pressed, I know some of y'all aren't collectors, you're readers. That's fine. We get it. Some of us are readers and collectors. Some of us debate over whether you're allowed to call a comic book an investment or not. You know who you are. And at the end of the day, we love you all, and you're all entitled to your opinions. They're a lot like butts, right? Everyone has one. They all stink. So, except for my opinion, it smells great. So,
yeah, I like to read it, press it, slab it, and throw it on my wall for art.
Yeah,
it is.
I started collecting comic books not for the reading factor, but for all the pretty pictures. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, you do you, and we'll do us. But man, Peter, thanks so much. We're excited about the Comic Cons coming up. So that's Uncanny Con, and it's coming.
Uncanny Comic
Expo, and it's coming. Tell us the date again.
August 28th.
28th, right when my kids go back into school.
Okay.
And then OFCon
is
October 2nd, 3rd.
There you go.
Yeah,
and all information is findable on Facebook. But I'll also put some links in. I already have a link for the Comic-Con. Oh my gosh.
The Comic-Con. We've done this. We've already done this before.
Anyways, the Comic Cons. I already have some links for it in the description, but we'll add the one for OFCon too.
Yeah,
so
hey, can I comment on a comment here?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Unhinged Entertainment asked, "What's the difference between an expo and a con?" So the reason that I went with expo, so it was twofold. Number one, because being an Uncanny X-Men fan, having the X in there for expo was just kind of a throwback to that. And then also, there was a few years ago, San Diego Comic-Con sued I think it was Salt Lake City Comic-Con for the name Comic-Con. And so they technically won the rights to use Comic-Con. So I didn't want to call any of my conventions a Comic-Con, even though, I would argue that we all use that term.
Yeah.
Any convention, I don't think they can own the rights to a Comic-Con name. But I didn't even want, as my shows grow, I didn't even want to mess with the possibility of getting sued by San Diego. That's where I went with Expo.
Yeah.
Hey, but I think people in California do need to understand before they go suing people in Oklahoma, we have open carry laws here. I'm just saying, y'all won't let people. You guys test people's phone weaponry when they walk in. Our Joan Hex actually will shoot an apple right off your head. So no, I'm just kidding. There will be no actual weapons there this year. I know a guy that does bow and arrow tricks. If you need some entertainment, that
would be cool.
He does some scary, fun stuff. So
do some as Hawkeye and do some fun stuff. That would be.
There you go, right there.
He's not the right shape. He would be old man. He'd be old man. Hawkeye is what he would be.
That'd be great.
Yeah. I'll talk to them and see if we can maybe see something happen.
A person in archery is a toxophile or something like that.
Yeah. So anyways,
but I think that's close.
Anyways, well, Peter, once again, thanks for hanging out with us and sharing all this. Man. We are stoked. Yeah. I don't care about everyone else. We're stoked. And we're going to be there.
We're looking forward to all this.
I bet you everyone's stoked. We're going to get Leroy to show up and show his face. He's got a Magneto costume. I know he's dying to show off.
Yeah.
And
we might get a GoFundMe for George to get him here. What do you think of that, George?
The dynamic duo. We'll have Leroy and George, and we'll dress them up as Professor X and Magneto.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. Commenters in the comment section. How much money do we have to raise to get these two in cosplay as Magneto? Actually, George has the Magneto hair. So and
that's a compliment.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Nice. So anyways, all right. I'm being told I care. My words are being used against me. All right. So anyways, man, yeah, we really appreciate you hopping on with us and hanging out tonight. And you'll pop on again too sometime, right?
Yeah, anytime. Let me know.
Sweet, man.
Happy
Sweet.
to. I'll just chat with you guys about whatever.
Yeah,
you can
so
count on
hang
it.
out backstage. We're gonna hop on in just a second. We need to profess our undying love to everyone watching tonight,
right.
and let them know what possibly could be happening in the future if they act like good boys and girls. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
All right,
Thanks,
to you
guys.
All right, I don't know about y'all, but it's time to go back to comic expos.
Yes, comic expos,
Comic Cons. Or
So-
if you're a communist secretly, apparently I have you can also go to Comic Cons.
Yeah, I think in the official title, the deal is on that. Comic-Con. Yeah, I can hear. Comic-Con cannot be used in the official title in the printed advertisement. That's why they say like Wizard World Con, or, whatever.
Yeah.
But everyone can say Comic-Con. But if you put that as an official
Except
title of the event and it's published that way, they're trying to say Comic-Con is us. Like, so, I'm going to go to Sonic and get a Coke, but you're actually getting a root beer or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can't publish something and say Coke if it's something else. I don't know.
Hey, Eric's guys, if you're looking for someone in California carrying a weapon, Eric has just outed himself.
All right.
Go get him. Get him.
Yep.
Governor Newsom, we found one.
Eric, by the way, property values and things are so much lower. Your rent, your mortgage, your cost of living. So come to Oklahoma and you will be so happy.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Well, this has been another great show. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe it hasn't. I've had fun, and that's all
great.
that care. That's all I care about is I'm having fun. And at some point, these giant boxes of comic books that are here, I'm going to get all these bagged and boarded for them. And then what we may do is just do a live unboxing one night.
Yeah.
And just we'll come with bug spray to fight off all the mud daubers and all the spiders.
We'll have gloves on for the brown recluse.
Hazmat suits.
The brown recluse spiders that are inside there.
Something
Fiddlebacks.
like I think a hair on my leg caught on my jean and pulled, and I got nervous. I was like, is something getting out of the box? So I'm a little too close to the box to feel comfortable right now. But also, I do have pounds and pounds of Goodwill comic books coming in, including I just received one. I got a big box from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was like, it was a weird big box. Wow. I opened it up, and it was filled with packing peanuts. And then at a corner angle was just pushed in there a package of a bunch of like Richie Rich comics.
Oh my gosh.
And a couple of like Bart Simpson comics.
And that was Goodwill stuff? Yeah,
it was the Goodwill ones. But the box was like, it was this big, and there was like 10 comic books that I got for $4.99. Wow. So so we'll be showing off some Goodwill one of these days. Already I'm winning. I've got a whole box of amazing comic books I'm going to go through, and we'll be going live with those. But until then, where can people find you, James?
They can find me on Facebook as under the Bobcat page, the fictional character, the Bobcat. Just look it up on Facebook. If you don't put or click on the fictional character, it will pull up a school. And you'll know in 2 seconds you're in the wrong place. And then James Hostler, I've got my own Facebook page for me. And we have thebobcat.net, which we talk about every time. And I still think we're not up to snuff completely. My nephew's been redoing it. No slight against him. I'm not disparaging him in any way, but we still need to get some stuff up there so that you can get the full Bobcat mercantile experience and get all the different things that we have. So we're working on it. As soon as I get number 5 in my hands, I'm going to crank it up on him and say, okay, we've got number 5 now. We've got to get everything back up where it needs to be and have it available so that they can order it.
Yeah.
But no one that orders on the site will get their books before all of you great people who have supported our campaigns and have been waiting so patiently.
We love y'all.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I told you this before. There's going to be a little extra swag in there,
There'll be each book will be signed with ink that has 3 drops of James's actual blood.
Right.
And
the blood of an actual bobcat. However, no bobcats were harmed in the making of this book.
Oh, that's great. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and now my Nerd Swag is on Twitter. we're not tweeting enough, but we are on Twitter, and so we are trying to do a little more there. So
yeah, Leroy, push us on that.
hop on, hang out.
Twitter, man.
Yeah. So anyways, until we see you again, we just want you to know we love you more than a friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
we'll see y'all
guys.
later.
Really appreciate it. See ya.
Bye, guys.